Alrighty. I do believe we are live. Can you guys hear me? I am speaking to you on a new microphone. Let me know if I'm coming in okay. Everybody. Every able body.
You have a new McMuffin? Where's your last McMuffin?
my last McMuffin is in my closet.
Oh.
My closet. Do you want to have something to look at the chat at the same time, or
That would
do
be
you want to
handy.
Okay.
Maybe I'll get my thing to do that.
Okay. That you perform your filthy hackering of?
I don't do that anymore.
Not anymore. Welcome everybody to the third and final TOMEvember stream. Just to refresh you all on what we'll be doing today. And also let me know if the audio levels are okay, if you can hear me over the music. Again, I'm recording on a new, beautiful Audio-Technica microphone with a preamp and everything. Special thanks to Ben Diskin for giving me a spare preamp that he happened to have. We're going to be finishing up over the next hour and a half, 2 hours or so, depending on how long we go for. The last 3 TOMEvember drawings. For those of you who also don't know, excuse me, asking what that is, I have been, over the course of the last month or so, drawing a Tome character or two every day as part of the 5-year anniversary celebration of this month. The first episode premiered Terrain of Magical Expertise on November 11th, 2011 at 11:11 in the morning. So, yes, in celebration, I decided to draw a whole bunch of Tome characters, and in fact, I will even show you. We got Day 1 brought us Alpher. Day 2 brought us Webmaster. Day 3 brought us the Snipper Wheel. Day 4 brought us Neomutanto. Day 5 brought us both Elescope and Hyperlinks, as I fixed the missing letter that I had in there. Day 6 brought us Bishop. Day 7 brought us Kandar Spirit. Day 8 brought us Whitey. Day 9 brought us Satarn Diva. Day 10 brought us Flamgarrel. Day 11 on the anniversary date itself brought us Softy and Game Crazed. Aren't they both adorable? Day 12 brought us Nuluk. Day 13 brought us Kizuna / sort of Tiger Lily in the background there. Day 14 brought us Astrob. Day 15 brought, well, we don't talk about him anymore. Day 16 brought us Exec. Day 17 brought us Demon King and Serpentine. Day 18 brought us Oddball. Day 19 brought us Granda and T-Bones. Day 20 brought us Kadget. Day 21 brought us Bitchum. Day 22 brought us Forever and Aneva and Aneva and Eva and Eva and Eva. Day 23 brought us Chase Ace. Day 24 brought us Dust Bunny. Day 25 brought us the Dragon Bug. Day 26 brought us Ruby Rules. Day 27 brought us Skate / Dublin. And today, for day 28, we will be drawing both Archie and Raccoon.
The best one!
And I'm joined in real life by Mr. Devon Mack, the voice of Rockoon.
Hi!
Hi! Can you actually say some things so they can see how well they can hear you?
Can y'all hear me?
Or can y'all hear me? Because I'm the one you want to hear anyway.
And he's louder. Hopefully, we're both coming. I think this
louder?
Wait, is he louder?
No, wait, who's
No,
louder?
Raccoon is louder.
Oh, no, Brittany's louder.
Oh, well. But that was really good. I'll tell her that. Think everybody's good? Okay, we're good. Alrighty. So I also kind of thought, excuse me. So Mac has got a lap on the top that he's firing up real quick like, and he's gonna be taking a gander at the chitty chat. while we're doing all this. I'm gonna turn off this Plan ZS music.
Wait, there's a kitty cat?
Did I say there was a kitty cat?
No.
Where's she? There she is. She's sad. She's upset about things. And
It's gonna be okay.
there's one. So there are several kitty cats. Anywho, I've got an idea already of what I'm gonna be doing here. So I also kind of thought that this would be fun to sort of maybe double ling a little bit as mayhaps almost like an equivalent of actually I should give some props. Mac was actually going to possibly fill in for Martin if he was not available, which I thought might have been the case for the Pokesummer, sorry, the TOMEvember Kirb that we were doing together. He was kind of on standby just in case Martin wasn't available. However, Martin was available, but I thought that this would kind of also be cool to have him on for this because he's been visiting the last like about a week or so now almost.
I've been here since Wednesday.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I thought that this would be cool to have him on while he's in town for. We had basically 3 American Thanksgivings in a row. And when they were glorious, and we are stuffed beyond all reason. Glorious. Yeah. So I thought having Macalac here would be cool, and maybe talk a little bit about his history and all that. So, Deven Mack,
Yeah.
why don't you tell us a little bit about your Slef?
That's the guy that I am. That's my name.
Yes, it is.
Where should I begin? Well, it all began.
When your mother and father met. No, not that far back. Shit.
It all began in the ancient tides of Africa in the year 50,000 BC. How far back do you want me to begin? Should I start?
How about how you got interested in the voiceover world, though?
Oh, snap. How that happened.
Yes.
Okay.
How did that happen?
How'd that happen? Well, I was the shy kid at the school who did not talk the words because I was afraid of talking the words because a lot of people were like, you shouldn't talk words. We don't like you. So I'm like, okay. And eventually I just really got into a lot of cartoons. And I'm like, man, these characters are so fun and so zany. And I was like, hey, it's fun to kind of imitate them. They're cool. That's fun. And eventually I realized, hey, whoa, wait a minute. This is an actual job that people actually do. And eventually I got into kind of imitating the teachers and students at school. And I became more known for talking in their voices, for talking in my own. People didn't even know what I sounded like.
Keeping up the illusion.
Yeah. And I'd say my biggest inspirations as far as things I like to watch, Samurai Pizza Cats, that was a huge one for me. Beast Wars was really big too. I also got a lot from Beautiful Joe. And eventually I was able to attend my first voice acting workshop hosted by very nice lady by the name of Sunday Muse. Got recommended to an agency and did a lot of things on Newgrounds for a good while, and 14 months later, I was suddenly on the show Grossology, doing the voice of Lab Rat, who is also not a rodent.
He has one. He has an actual one, though.
Yes, Hermes is awesome. I love that guy. And then I was on the TV shows. The end. I was 17.
My God.
It's been 11 years. Oh, snap. That doesn't seem right.
Oh, no, it's beautiful. You're beautiful. Well, I'm curious. I don't think I ever asked this to, I didn't ask this to any of my Voice October interviews because most of those folks I knew had gotten into it through not the means that people in Outrage often do, which is we know that voiceover is a job ahead of time, and then that's the thing that we want to do specifically. Was there like a specific like interview or like behind the scenes thing or just some specific thing that you saw that like, oh, voice acting like for cartoons is a job? Like, was there something that you saw in those early days that like that just it was like, whoa, I want to do that?
I mean, I already knew about I knew about guys like Scott McNeil for years. I'd even gone to Anime North a few times. I didn't actually see him there. I just missed him. But yeah, I knew about that existing.
Okay.
But I'd say first time ever was when I heard the voice of Rick Jones, who voices Speedy in Samurai Pizza Cats. When I heard his demo and he's just doing all these things, jumping back and forth, like, hey, welcome to the character shop. What would you like?
Hey, you want something dynamic? I can give you something dynamic.
Hey, you better take your hand off me. And he's jumping all over the place. And I'm like, that's the coolest thing ever. I bet I could maybe make something like that. And in fact, my first project that I ever actually did, which didn't get finished but has a demo somewhere at least, was this guy making a Samurai Pizza Cats fan game, and I was doing the voice. I was doing the voice of Speedy Ceviche in that thing, and that was the first role I ever did.
Wow. So the first thing you ever did was an impression of the guy that inspired you to want to do this, more or less.
Yeah, pretty much. I'd say Speedy and Meow from
Team Rocket were pretty much like the first character voices that I ever learned to do, ever.
And what's cool about bringing the whole Pizza Cats thing full circle was a couple of years ago when I was working on the ancient Greek action game Apotheon, I got to work with Sonia Ball, the voice of Polyester from Pizza Cats,
yes,
as pretty much the lead villain in that game. And it was kind of amazing how that ended up happening.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Because I just happened to be on LinkedIn, the website that rarely leads to everything, to anything, but everybody uses it.
Yeah.
And she just randomly sent me a message saying, I don't know if you've ever heard of me before, but I'm just looking for any possible opportunities. And I'm like, yes, here you go, read the thing, here's the paper character show game to look at, and you read it, and I might use you probably, maybe.
And then you did.
I did.
And I heard some of your session with her, and it was and she was very nice and very funny. And I remember that was a moment of like I was very proud of you personally, because I mean I've had you know in Tome even I've had many moments like that with some of the guests we had, but I don't think I've had somebody like in that exact circumstance of like you are part of the reason that I am doing what it is that I'm doing, etc. kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'll have that one like maybe the day that I work with like Justin Cook or something. But no, that's I also want to go into. So a lot of you guys maybe might not know this, but we've talked many times actually in a lot of the TOMEvember Kirb blogs about Dust and Elysian Tale, which Mack was the voice director and casting director for, and in addition to and actually less so now comparatively to voiceover less so comparatively. I as far as I have always been aware, even before you and I met, you were always, it seemed like, a lot more interested in casting and directing, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not gonna say always.
Not always, but like by and large, with like you being in like the online world.
It's definitely something that I took to pretty quickly, because I noticed I got so studious about my work, because there was a time when I felt like lasted for a while, where I felt like I was just super lucky, and I wasn't ready to compete at the level that I was on, which I flat out had told to me early on, and I knew that. I was there, just my only experience was working on just some internet cartoons, and a bunch of these people who'd been to theater school, who'd been studying acting for decades. I'm suddenly on this show with them as this dinky kid who's like, I used to do impressions of Mario, Yahoo!
Which, by the way, also, I think somewhat begrudgingly Mack for a while, if any of you guys had basically ever seen any cartoon on Newgrounds that had a pretty decent voice of Mario and Luigi, like legit sounded like Charles Martinet.
90% chance it was me.
Probably Mac, yeah. Your swan song was Mario and Luigi Do the Christmas, which I was very happy to have animated in about 5 seconds. But
that was special.
Carry on.
But,
Sorry. Actually, do you want to tell the? I don't know if you have on like a panel before, but about what happened with Grossology that kind of like whipped you into shape somewhat.
Yeah, I mean this is all kind of connected to that. But yeah, basically, I ended up being told when I was on Grossology, you're not good enough to be on this show, and it's blatantly obvious, and the executive producers are kind of mad at you. So get better. And fortunately, the voice director of that, Jessie Thompson, wonderful person. She cast the Magic School Bus. She's been around this industry for a long time. She was very patient, very helpful, and I learned so much on that show that eventually I went from being the guy very close to the chopping block to the guy that they couldn't get enough of, and they kept like handing me additional roles after additional roles, and yeah, it ended up being a very positive experience. It started out as quite scary. So, me learning so fast from that, and I was still doing the online stuff, which I've always done for free, on the side to just continue to learn and grow and push myself and challenge myself in new ways. And I realized, hey, I'm noticing a lot of things in these scripts that my amateur colleagues aren't picking up on. What can I share with them? How can I teach them all this knowledge that I'm suddenly gaining very fast from all my studies and all these trials by fire? So
I didn't.
like
It took me a minute. That was good. That was good.
So yeah, I took to that, and I also was the kind of guy where, because I had been thrust into the professional realm so quickly, I had a lot of colleagues who were extremely talented, more gifted than me, who didn't have the same kind of opportunities that I had. So in gravitating to more towards casting, I was able to share some opportunities with them and show them, hey, you're actually good enough to be doing this. You just need to hear it from the right person. You just need to have those right opportunities. And there's several of those people you'll hear in games like Dust and Elysian Tale. Germa 985 is one of those people who, again, didn't really realize how good he was until, the past few years, when he's like, hey, this video game thing, it's working out pretty good for me.
Yeah, Germa, those of you, I mean, I'm sure a lot of you guys know him from his gaming stuff. Yeah, he was, would you consider him a student, or would you not go that far?
Oh my goodness gracious, no. I learned more from him.
Okay.
He doesn't know that. Like, nobody in the online scene directly taught me, but anybody who's heard, a review by Axeman 13, it's just me doing an imitation of Germa's imitation of John Lithgow from Third Rock from the Sun. Mary, we're aliens! He is so funny, he's so incredible, and I remember my first online cartoon that I was in with him, that was in 2005. Again, I've known the guy for over 11 years.
So he used to just do voices on Newgrounds too a lot back in the day.
Yeah, he started back in that same circle, the voice acting club. Me, Edwin, Kira, aka Rena Chan, Shock Dingo, we are the remnants of that lost era.
Then this was before the creation of the VAA and the VAC.
No, the
kind of thing,
VAA was still around, but initially we were the Newgrounds Voice Acting Club. We were a forum thread on the Newgrounds BBS, and then eventually we became our own forum in like 2006.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, Germa in Salty Swamp, by a very talented Australian animator named Sean McGlynn. You have him voicing every single character. He's doing like 8 voices, and I do 1, and it is terrible. And I'm like, shoot, this guy needs to be working. And now a whole lot of people know who he is, and he's getting to do some voices in some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, he is awesome. He was kind enough to, at one point, he actually filled in on the voice of Sniper Wheel, which I talked about a little bit in the Did You Know voice acting Tome video, and he was great on that, and he was the person to thank for the I didn't lose, you lost. He improv that at the very end, which was great, and then John was able to come in at the last second to reprise his role. But Jerma is definitely somebody that I would love to work with in some capacity in the future on something, because he is quite hilarious. So. So then I guess when about did Dean Dodrell reach out to you?
Oh man, that was literally right after I had finished directing a game called Hunter's Relic of Stars, which is also something that I am quite proud of. That features you as the final boss. We again have Kira Arena-chan in that. Shock Dingo is in that. Edwin is in that. And pretty much that was a very, very, once again, very, very stressful but incredible learning experience for me. Still something I'm very, very proud of. Very, very cool game, kind of action platformer, Contra, Mega Man, Metroid.
In fact, actually, because I have talked about this before, and I wanna give it a quick little plug. I talked about this game in the second day of Voice Inktober. It was this character right here, Alcor. So it's like a Contra style, like shoot 'em up game. It's got myself, Kira Buckland, Edwin Tiong, Cody Killman is in it. You were in it as a small character as well. Shock Dingo, David Dixon, a few other folks, and it's very, very well put together. It was made of Flash 5 or something, right?
Yeah, Flash 4, Flash 5. He kind of uses both.
Yeah,
but he worked on that for years and years and years, and I don't think there's ever been a Flash game that has been that big.
It was super ambitious, and he did it. If you look it up, it's Hunter's Relic of Stars. It's on Newgrounds. I think I have it faved in my profile if you go looking for it. And if you can, it's a 6-part series of it's like a couple levels and a couple boss fights in each one. And I voiced this guy at the very end and stuff.
And Zega
anyway.
Exeron, no, this game is not Essie.
Only in the graphical department, but also it was literally made by one guy. So, but nonetheless.
Yes. So, Hyperduck Soundworks, the musician and sound guys of Dust and Lizzie and Tail, they're the ones who reached out to me pretty much right after that came out. So that was in, I'm going to say, mid-April of 2011. And they offered me, they heard ... And they offered me pretty much every role in Dust. And I'm like, I'm gonna not do that. Because me being union, any of the online work that I do for free. Because otherwise you'd have to pay me lots and lots and lots of union dollars. And I wouldn't want to do that to an indie game. So I said, hey, instead of voice your game, what if I try getting people for you? And they're like, but you're so good, Mac. If we could just use you, I'm like, no. Don't worry, I got this.
Oh God.
And after a lot of, it was very, very scary with how things went. We got a lot of crunches on our deadlines. Basically, the last. We were supposed to have, I think, a year of additional development time and time to cast people and time to finish the script, which got reduced into 3 months. So I ended up casting and recording a lot of the game, casting the final boss, when I didn't even know how the game was going to end. So that was very I remember because we've talked about this a lot in other Kirb blogs, but this kind of developmental and recording period of Dust and the early days of Tome were all kind of happening around the same time. And I remember being up very, very, very late, many days with you, while you were kind of, I almost kind of considered myself like, I know this sounds up my own ass, but it's totally fair.
Honorary staff, because mainly I was keeping you sane, much like I do with Kaiser Neko on Team 4-Star these days, while you were kind of managing all this. But I mean, if those of you guys who have also not played Dust and Lizzie and Tail, that is a spectacular game created by Dean Dodrell that features a whole host of familiar voices. Particularly if you're a Tome fan, you'll recognize like over half the cast, for God's sake. Stars the likes of Lucian Dodge, who was Raven Freak.
And was recently Robin.
That's right. He was Robin on one of the Batman direct-to-video specials.
Yep.
Kim Tran, who's Granda, and Edward Bosco, who's doubling /Skate. They were the three main characters. Also had Amber Lee Connors, who's not a lead character in Keijo.
Yeah. Erica Mendez,
Erica
who's
Mendez,
the lead character
in everything.
Michael Johnston from Teen Wolf.
Yes, that's right.
So many. Justin Briner.
Tales of Hysteria. Yeah. What? Sorry. Justin Briner from My Hero Academia is
so
in
many
there.
Great people. I'm so proud of all of them.
Yeah, I had a little teeny tiny one-line character who I was very happy. I considered that my hey, thanks for helping to keep me sane. Here's a lizard because you didn't get any of the lead characters. And
Shady's in there too.
Yes, he is. Yeah. We both got to be a couple of Moonblood lizard men people, which was really cool. But so yeah, that was it's funny because prior to Dust happening, the year before that, maybe even the year or two before that, I had just gotten through directing. I can't even remember how many people. Maybe how many characters were there in Dust?
We had 41 characters and 40 actors.
Yeah, I directed. I want to say maybe about that number of people for Nintendo to the 64th power.
Yeah.
And that was and that was also with a combination of many of the folks also from Dust who were like up and coming, voiceover students more or less, as well as a couple veteran folks that were kind enough to do cameos and some Newgrounds like personalities like Happy Harry, guys like that. And also still some friends with microphones that were not, how should I put this delicately, that great.
Yeah.
And so that was my ultimate trial by fire when it came to voice directing. But I mean that, but also I've thought about that and the comparison, but I mean no, this doesn't compare because the scripts and the sheer amount of content that you had to manage and over that short amount of time was insane. And Dean Dodrell was also wonderful, in like his just cooperation and his patience and everything, and it was really cool.
Oh my goodness, yes. The man is a total sweetheart.
And
a very humble heart.
Oh yeah, you. Well, and also not to mention, I guess little short side story, but we had a scare at one point where we thought the voiceover wasn't going to be in the game at all.
Yep. Oh my goodness. So we basically had to get everything pretty much finalized by, I'm going to say early July, and the game's release was set for August 15th. And, I slaved away, nearly killed myself, because I had to be working with people from all different time zones.
Yep.
So I'd be scheduling a session with, Mike Vaca in Australia at 4 a.m., and then, 10 a.m., I'd then be working with Amber on Ginger. And and at the same time, I was working on 4 different shows. I was still going full speed ahead with Beyblade at the time. I would be on the train to my Beyblade sessions. I would be editing Dust lines on my laptop. And so I got everything done, and I was like, all right, I did it. And then I send everything off to Dean, and he's like, okay, let's just load this up into the game. And oh snap, it's so many voice files that it crashed the game with an engine that is not built to handle this. And everything needs to be done in 5 days. And then he didn't even tell me this. He told Bosco, Doubling, my assistant director, he told him what happened. And then Dean was just bawling his eyes out, and then he went to bed. And somehow, in his brain, in his dreams, he reprogrammed the entire game engine. and he woke up, and he's like, I know what to do.
Yep.
I know Kung Fu. And then he just went over to his computer and made the engine run smoother than it ever had before, and everything was all gravy.
It was that just that story in and of itself is so incredible to me that I can't even process and yet I totally, as someone who is not a programmer, I also totally understand you dream about something and it's that's the solution. I got it. It was so buried in my own subconscious that now it's I know the answer, and I'm that's amazing. So the fact that because and this is with no offense to any other of the very small amount of staff that was on this game, but that game would not have been the same without the voiceover.
Oh,
like,
goodness.
I'll say that.
I mean, Dina said so himself.
Yeah.
He felt like playing through the game with the voiceover was like an entirely different game. Everything had just been brought to life, and the connection with the characters just grew so much more than what you had with that plain text.
Yeah, no, 100%. I don't think. I'll even go so far as to say I don't think Dust would have been nearly as successful were it not for the performances of everybody.
Certainly possible. Performance matters.
Yeah. I wasn't even going there, but thank you. That was good.
But that takes absolutely nothing away from the incredible, tremendous amount of work that Dean put in.
Oh, yes,
I don't
absolutely.
know if any other human being could have done that. And it's really just all amazing that it's a miracle that this all was able to work out the way it did.
And it's a great game. It's super fun. It's very, very well polished. Great characters, great story. I would highly recommend. You can get it on Steam, Xbox, and is it on PlayStation as well?
And on PlayStation 4 and on iPhone.
Excellent. Also, I did Skate's number wrong because I'm a dumb, so I'm gonna re-export.
That's okay.
Oh, I did.
That's okay. He's a dumb, so it's all fixed.
I did all of these without the extra X because I'm a silly butt.
I was looking at those and I'm like, is there some sort of reason why there's one X?
No, I'm just an idiot and can't count Roman numerals. So yeah, and then of course Apotheon and Galactic Fantasy Prelude, which I was in as well, and Germa.
Yep.
And
Germa is also in Cryptarch as well by the same Apotheon dude.
He's playing a weird alien drunk frog from Boston. It's really good.
This one too. Oh, I'm an idiot. Mac, I'm such an idiot.
It's okay.
My God.
I think being in my presence just makes you smarter.
I would hope so. I mean, we've talked so much about Raccoon and a lot of the the commentaries and behind the scenes stuff and everything.
But we haven't talked about me today.
No.
That's a problem.
What is it that you have to say about the Raccoon today that you haven't already?
Goodness.
Yes.
Oh, I love him so much.
Yes.
He's so special to me. And like I've said before, I honestly consider him to be the greatest gift that anybody has ever given me. So thank you for
stop it. It's only because I let you do whatever you wanted, or else you wouldn't have done it.
Yeah, that's pretty much exactly why.
Yep, yeah.
But I mean, you still, there's a lot of really, really good ideas that you gave me, in addition to just like letting me like do whatever. It was very much a collaboration.
Oh yeah, no, it was really cool because it was dating all the way back to that kind of early time when Dust was also kind of happening in tandem, and it was, we were all just kind of figuring out like how a lot of stuff was going to work and what we were going to do with everything, and it was really cool to just kind of have that sort of, and then even also like in the early days with when we kind of decided that we wanted Bosco and Raccoon collectively to have like this sort of story happening in the background of the show was really cool, and I think that it really made the story a lot more fleshed out than at least with those characters than I ever would have intended. Because I've still told people like Raccoon and Doubling were only intended to be in that first episode and then have a really quick little cameo in the tournament, mainly as just a gag, and then they ended up becoming one of the coolest and most in-depth parts of the entire story of the show.
Yeah,
so
and it's pretty much all due to you giving me that episode 4, you coming up with that wasn't originally supposed to be an episode, and then I realized, okay, suddenly I got to start fleshing out Raccoon beyond I'm crazy, woo! I need to make him into an actual person with motivations and levels and all that. And gradually I was just able to work that subtlety and grow it into just a really, really strong, really, really unique kind of character beyond just crazy black person. Roberto from Futurama.
Now hold on, Red, I gotta practice my stabbing. And I mean, it all happened very kind of naturally because like a lot of it really wasn't even planned that way. and I'm not just talking like having him be on that episode, but I mean like a lot of the stuff with the short, and even that scene in episode 5 at the very end, and a lot of that stuff. Like we really didn't plan much of any of that stuff to happen at first, and it just kind of like, well, this is what feels right for this character's arc. And then we had Skate come in, which was great, and I'm sure Bosco had a lot of fun with that, with his voice and everything. And then and then of course we had the tournament with the Beyblade references and the wrestling references and
you and that Beyblade reference.
yes, and then also
funny because Mac voiced in Beyblade.
Yeah, I didn't have jokes like that and other stuff. I mean, come on.
Know.
But and then God, what else? And then also the his inclusion into season 2, because we played with a couple different ideas. I remember actually I was just telling our friend Casey McDonald, who is here from out of town for Thanksgiving as well. He just went home yesterday. I was telling him about there was a possible idea. I think actually it was still when instead of season 2, we were almost going to do it as a movie or something, about the idea of maybe having Raccoon. I don't think Skate was going to be, but at least Raccoon maybe also being part of the kind of hacker security.
Is that where you were going to team him up with Toilet Bowl? I mean, Oddball?
I think that maybe there was an idea of having them team up, but I think that overall was just going to be like, because the original intention from back when this was going to be a game was that, in fact, this I don't think I've told in any behind the scenes stuff, but it was, the intention was that originally they were going to fight against all of the hackers again, like in like a boss gauntlet, but that lends itself better to a game than it does to like, you know, a show where it's like, well, then that would just be like 10 more episodes, and that's not really that important for them to fight all these characters again. So I just kind of didn't bother with that anymore, and I just kind of had Oddball be the character that would ultimately be used for that.
Right.
But instead, what I think we got out of it that was much more interesting was this kind of like unexpected side story with what was happening with Raccoon, you know, as kind of the consequence of all of his, you know, dicketry in the early episodes, and the fact that he had to pay for it.
He always gets what he deserves.
Yeah.
That's always been my thing with him. Even episode 4, that little ending that he gets, I'm like, nah, we gotta punish him. We gotta punish him. Something has to happen to him at the very end of the episode.
Yeah.
And we get that last little thing in there where he runs off of the game world. This is not how I thought things would end up.
Because we thought that the show was almost going to be over
Yep.
at the time. I mean, is there anything about Raccoon you could possibly say that you haven't already said?
I don't know. Please let me know in the questions if there's anything you'd like me to say about Raccoon that I haven't already said.
Or to say in Raccoon's voice that he hasn't already said.
That is not.
That is PG. And also, I think, do you have the chat up in front of you?
Yes, it does.
All right, cool.
Everybody's talking about cheese. Awesome.
Oh, cheese is good. I had
That's
some
one
of
of my
that.
nicknames for Archie.
Cheese puff.
I call him Cheese Puff.
Yes.
Chester Cheddar. Archie's.
Archie's. Archie's Bunker. Archie Comics. Don't children like to read? Any questions that you guys have in the chat while I'm continuing to
Question?
Ooh. It's the Archie and Raccoon show.
Say cheese as Raccoon. Okay, I did.
He did. Excuse me. Oh, by the way, earlier I think Jacob Tucker was asking if I was going to be drawing a Pokemon every day for Pokecember. Yes, I will. In fact, if we have time, I might even draw the first Pokemon of Pokecember at the end.
Ooh.
We shall see.
Cool.
Alrighty, and gotta make this a little bomb. Gotta make a little bomb out of it.
Let's see. So, Jacob Tucker says, would you get Mac and Micah to do a Rockin' Archie for a future April Fool's video?
I think I do have a plan for next year's April Fool's that I actually wanted to do this year, but unfortunately I didn't have time because of other things that were going on. But my April Fool's idea this year is actually not Tome related, so I can't promise that, unfortunately. But I remember actually I did think about not from Rockoon and Archie, but so the whole idea of the TTA like April Fool's thing that we did was that the joke is that it was a cartoon that Rockoon made with the TOME movie maker. I thought about doing another one that was going to be like a season 1 abridged type thing that would have been made by Kirb and Niosi as like a present for the gang. And it would have been just like them doing all the voices and like them doing like dumb impressions of Flamey and Alpha and all the other characters and stuff. And I would have maybe done that in like kind of a Brawl Taunt style animation or something. But ultimately I didn't end up having time to do that. And by this point it's just kind of like not exactly the most high priority story that I would want to tell with the characters anyway. But who knows for the future? Who knows?
Hate to be this guy, but you know, looking a little phallic with those O's there.
What? Oh, whatever. They're bombs. They're bombs. You have a dirty mind. Also, I forgot the C in your name, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Also, normally it's Raccoon and Archie, but you know, I'll give him his day.
his day in the sun. His day. The 28th day of TOMEvember.
Taylor Stevenson asks, what is the hardest thing about getting used to Raccoon's voice? I would honestly say the most difficult thing for him was kind of,
After playing him so you know, wacky and zany and cartoony and everything for so long, episode 13 kind of getting into that really, really serious mindset. Not so much with the argument with Skate, but more so when he breaks down and just kind of finding that much more relatable, non-cartoon level for him, kind of making him a little bit more into that regular kid who he actually is, breaking the character that he portrays. I'd say that was probably the most difficult thing for me. But I'd say that's a crucial thing with any kind of character voice. You do have to figure out, you know, how they laugh, how they cry, how they sound when they're scared, because you know, the more essentially you should be able to play a character on all those different types of levels, even if you may not expect them to go there. You never know when something might happen that makes it a necessity.
I remember something that Gary Chalk, who is the voice of Optimus Prime and Optimus Primal in a lot of the Canadian recorded Transformers series, he would often talk about like, well, yeah, like sure, if you got like a funny, interesting, you know, character voice, that's great and all, but it's like, can you recite Shakespeare in that voice and make it believable? Like, can you do something as in depth as that with a character voice? Because if you can't, then it's like, well, then who cares? It's just a voice. Mm-hmm. And I think like, I mean, even so, in the first episode when Raccoon was intended to just be like, okay, he's a villain of the day type character, he's probably not going to come back, so let's just make him entertaining. Mm-hmm. And the reason that I cast Mack and Bosco as those characters is because I thought, okay, well, they have a really funny dynamic together, of which I have been bearing witness to much throughout this Thanksgiving break. And so I'm like, okay, that lends itself really well to the comedy of it, which is also why I was also, like, say, considering the likes of Takahata and Lanny Pator as the characters at some point as well. And but I think that again, when we kind of unexpectedly took this turn of like, okay, we're gonna do some more with this character, and not only just because he's funny and lends himself to a lot of, you know, comedy, and especially because episode 4 was like kind of more of a comedy based kind of episode, but also because you know, at the end of the day, we were able to do something serious with that character. And you know, that's kind of hard because sometimes it's difficult for people to take those kind of characters seriously to begin with. Mm-hmm. Because, you know, even just from like the way that they look, from being so like wacky and like Saturday morning looking, but I think that there is some kind of beauty to like a character like that you don't expect to have so much depth and like actual emotion, and it's like, oh no, is he gonna be okay, kind of thing.
Yeah, honestly, I think those kind of quirky side characters and villains are always my favorite kinds of characters. Like me being a huge fan of Team Rocket, and I love any moment when you get to see, hey, these guys can have some really incredible emotional depth to them if you put them in the right circumstance. Mm-hmm.
So to get to tell that kind of story that I've always wanted to see with those sorts of characters was really, really special experience for me.
And I think we are almost done with this one. I do believe. Almost. Going to fill out a little bit more of the color here. This has been fun, kind of, because obviously Inktober is all just black and white, but this was cool to do kind of these sort of minor coloring experiments. Have you got any other questions
Let's see.
from the chat?
I'm gonna try to answer some of them through text.
Okay.
So I can also do some of them through audio, so that maybe I can get through more of them.
Okay.
Somebody asked, what other video games would Raccoon play? Does he cheat and hack on those too? I'm pretty sure, these are games that I don't actually play myself, but I'm pretty sure that he would play Sonic, Crash Bandicoot, and Spyro for sure. He's very, very good at games, but he cheats and hacks and breaks games just because he can. He's a tinkerer. He likes to take things apart and see how they work.
Yes. He would definitely be a like Game Shark. Psh, I don't need that. I'll be my own. I'll be my own game raccoon.
There you go. There you go.
Maybe I just created his origin story on accident.
Zega Exeron asks, have you had any other roles that allowed you to cut loose like with Raccoon? I mean, as far as Raccoon goes, nothing's ever gonna come close to the just absolute creative control that I have there, where I can just literally do whatever I want. But there have absolutely been, a few other characters where I've gotten to do some just really, really crazy, weird stuff, and I've had a lot of freedom to be as weird as I want. Zach Freeman from The Day My Butt Went Psycho, which is a very, very unique show, where Zach is this 12-year-old kid who I played just like completely insane. And he's very, very wacky. He's really, really zany. I think he is the real psycho of that show. And I'll say, even though I didn't have this nearly the same kind of freedom, Zeo Abyss in Beyblade Metal Masters was a lot of me getting to play on an emotional level that I don't normally get to do a lot of. He was very, very intense, very, very focused, driven character with motivations that made a whole lot of sense to me. And I was able to have a little bit of influence on his writing as well, largely because some of his lines of dialogue just didn't flat out fit the lip flap for the anime, so I had to tweak some things here and there.
Happens a lot on the fly with anime dubs, where obviously ADR script writers will do the best. And I've even just had to do this myself. Right. They do the best they can, but it's like there's just going to be little things that you have to kind of adjust on the fly.
For sure, but this was for me. It wasn't even so much on the fly. It's because I had the full scripts like a week in advance. So I was going online and I was watching the episodes in Japanese and trying to practice with my English script and seeing, okay, this doesn't fit, that doesn't fit, this writing is just stupid sounding. So I'm going to take a notepad and write down every single thing that I want to change, and I'm going to bring it with me into the session.
Yay!
So that's a little different from what normally happens. I know I was the only person on the show who was doing that.
It's funny because I love how you just had a person the other day that was like, what you were commenting on a YouTube thing, and somebody didn't believe you when you said that you were the voice of Zeo in the show, and then they were like, "Yeah, well, if you really were the voice of Zeo, why can't you tell them to bring these other characters back in the show?"
To bring back Jinga and Ryuga.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, no, we English dub voice actors of this Japanese show, yeah, we have control over what characters do and don't show up, 100%. I have to find a reference picture of Agent Giga, voiced by Edwin Tiong, who will be the Day 29 picture, but I have to find where he is, because I think I might have him in here. I'm going to see.
Let's see. With all the shenanigans, hacking is over.
There he is.
What is Raccoon up to now? Trying to be a good friend to Archie. Trying to be the absolute best friend he can possibly be, because he definitely still feels some guilt over what's happened.
Yeah, I think they would get along swimmingly.
Oh, they would.
I'm trying to remember. Actually, do you remember how that idea even came about of having it be Archie that Rocky would? Because I remember that in episode 13 there was an idea about when it was like the game might shut down and blah blah blah, etc. I had an idea at one point. I think we talked about this in the commentary for episode 13, where I was thinking about, oh, maybe I'll have a scene where like Archie's getting like picked on by like Suzaku or something, and like just to show like.
I know you talked about that previously, but I don't remember exactly how it came about. I know we were gonna have the characters, Raccoon and Skate were gonna have their argument and go their separate ways, and I can't remember exactly what we had planned to do after that, or even if we were sure if we were gonna do anything with them after that. But there was one point in time where I'm just like, hey, can I have Archie? Can I just have him?
Can I just have him? Can I keep him?
Because I always thought the character was really fun, really adorable, and it would have been nice to get to do a little something more with him. So I'm like, hey, Chris, let me have this guy, and you're like, okay, and yeah, that worked.
Yeah, it was quite fitting. I felt for those two, I think, to be drawn together in that sort of way, because of like they were probably both around the same age. I mean, Archie's probably a little bit younger than Raccoon.
Yeah, for sure, Raccoon's older. I reckon that Raccoon is at least 2 years older, maybe 3, but still not that far apart. Just enough for Raccoon to be able to be kind of like that older brother. Let's see. Kai Jordan, my boy Kai Jordan says, Mac, what have you liked about some of the fan response to Rocky? Oh my gosh, just the fact that he has been as positively received as he has been. Everything about that has been incredible to me, because I don't really pride myself as a writer, like, at all. So to have had this arc that I've come up with, this dialogue that I've come up with, to have people say, hey, we enjoyed this, hey, this emotionally impacted me, this made me laugh, this made me cry. To me, it's all very, very, very surreal, because up until Raccoon, I've flat out never written anything that I've liked, ever. So it's been very, very special to me. What else we got?
Kai Jordan does a very good impression of your Raccoon voice.
Very much so. I was blown away when I heard that. What else?
By the way, a little fun fact here about. So actually, this is kind of a cool thing. I'm showing what's underneath the cape, is he has lasers and shit. So Agent Giga was a character originally seen in the TV TOMEvember series as well, and has a little teeny tiny cameo in Tome here in this last episode at the very end. But he was, along with myself, the only character that was reprised from the original series by the same actor that played him in TTA, Edwin Tong, who I've worked with on, I think, pretty much every project I've ever done. Edwin has voiced like a character of some kind, and great guy. He's I'm sure another guy that if you watched most of Newgrounds cartoons, you probably would have heard him as something. He's also the voice of Detective Grimoire by the Super Flash Brothers on the Detective Grimoire mobile game.
Yes.
And also he was Fuse in Dust and Lizine Tale.
And he's in every online cartoon that has ever been made.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh, he's also, I guess I don't know how to feel about this, but he's very known for playing Nazo in like this Sonic fan thing that I've not seen, but that's like a character that he's associated with a lot, and I'm like, all right. Yeah, so Edwin's great, and I had him reprise Agent Giga for this series, which was very cool. And we even had the "I hope you're very proud of yourself," which was a direct quote from the original show when he put away when the twist bad guy in that version was actually Exec back when he was voiced by my dad, which was something else.
Let's see. Lithium Polygon says, what are my favorite kinds of roles to play? Raccoon. Honestly, he encompasses just about everything that I like. He's got emotional depth to him. He's zany. He's energetic. He can be extremely hammy, like in episode 4. He just goes all across the spectrum. But yeah, I can't really nail down a specific thing because I never like to do one thing for too long. I like to see, okay, can I do that? All right, I can do that. Can I do that? All right, I can do that. So for me, it just kind of goes all across the board.
Well, also, because I think kind of to agree with that too, is I think anything with a lot of range, like I'm doing a new show that I just started last week, which Mac was actually able to sit in on a recording session, excuse me, Morty, with me recently, and the character that I'm playing in this new show coming out, which no, I can't say what it is yet, but it is absolutely the most physically taxing role I've ever played in anything in my life, but the character is so much fun and has so much like highs and lows and just range and like meat, and like they can be serious, they can be goofy, they can be like over the top, they can be badass, they can be everything, and I'm like, oh my god, this character is great. And kind of further with that too, what I really like is I think that, Gary Chalk I think also once made this point, and I agree with them. Villains I think in some ways can be kind of easy to play, especially when they are very over the top or like character-y and big kind of thing, because you can just have a good time and chew the scenery and etc. He made a point about how heroes, especially like lead heroes, are a good challenge because they can sometimes be difficult to make interesting.
Absolutely.
When you have characters that are very just like, by the books, like, come on, turtles, the fate of the world is in our hands type, personalities. And especially now, because that's so antiquated, it's like, it's tough to kind of, to have them be an intriguing character that carries the whole show.
Exactly. So my protagonist, I always try to give them some sort of edge or some sort of quirk that makes people be like, okay, you know what? I can relate to this person in some way. They're not just some just kind of stiff board that's just the designated main character. There needs to be something that you can kind of hook into.
Yeah, like actually, I know that people like Alpha for what he is, but honestly, I kind of wish that I made Alpha funnier in throughout the show, because like we had some moments like in episode 4.
Yeah, people's favorite thing about him, or when he's trying to put together the idol with Kirb, or when Shady is just ranting about hot pockets.
Well, yeah, I mean that's out of the show.
That's
but yes.
out of the show, yes. But it's those sort of goofy dork moments that make people relate to those characters a little bit more. Like Peter Parker is a dork. Dust is a dork. Goku's a dork. Long live the dorks.
Dust is great. I really like Dust as a character a lot.
Let's see.
I do also like anytime I get to play any sort of like badass or cool person, because I am very much not that in real life. So like when I did getting to do Colress, because somebody was asking about doing Colress for Pokemon Generations, I was like, oh yeah, I get to pretend to be cool, and not just because I'm freezing a city with ice. I get to be cool for 5 minutes, hooray, and then I go home, and then I continue to be not cool.
Speaking of cool, somebody whose username maybe disagrees with you, somebody by the name of Chris is cool 123 says, I gotta say, I love Raccoon's habit of replacing curse words with odd sayings like Mother Scratcher, which
Lord.
is totally an actual, although I don't say Mother Scratcher, that is very much a me thing that Chris put into the show, because Mac doesn't use the curse words. So yeah, me.
I will say though, Mother Scratcher, just to give credit where credit is due, that is specifically from a episode of Hey Arnold, where Helga's dad, Big Bob Attacky, like breaks his back or something, and because Hey Arnold actually was one of the rare kid shows back then where they would say freaking and crap and would get away with it, and I was like, oh wow. But there was one time where Big Bob Attacky is sitting on a couch. Things like, no, I think I played by Maurice LaMarche, by the way, amazingly. And he's like trying to get up, but he's like screaming in pain from his back still being broken or whatever. And he's just like, oh, Mother Scratcher. And I'm like, all right, I hate darn it and crud and heck. I hate those words in cartoons because I'm just like, okay, either say the real word or don't say that at all because you're just like preaching. But Mother Scratcher was so stupid and ridiculous that I loved it that I was like, you know what? I can't rip on that. It's too good.
And it was so stupid and ridiculous that I hated it, but I went along with it anyways. And eventually I was able to make it an emotional point of the show.
Yep.
Who knew?
Who knew?
But yeah, things like the hot fudge, holy freaking flippity fudge. I actually kind of talk that way.
Yep, it's true. And I
Just for my own amusement.
Yeah, that's what, and also it was funny because having doubling be the foul-mouthed, you know, swearmeister of the two, you know, worked pretty well. Although he's nothing compared to Oddball in terms of language.
Oh,
Oddball.
Oddball makes me cry.
Oddball is a terrible person. I apologize to anybody who was turned off by Oddball. He is meant to be a reflection of the deepest, darkest, baddest side of the internet.
Yeah. He's 4chan, the character.
Yeah, pretty much. Good Lord Almighty. Well, let's just turn it out pretty okay so far. Agent Giga Crush.
Agent Giga.
Giga Touch.
Giga Touch?
Giga Touch, yes, that was one of Edward's jokes.
That's very...
Oh dear. No, I would say that. Haha, yes. Giga Touch. Haha. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. These little symbols have been fun to do. They're kind of like Navi symbols from Mega Beatle Network. From Mega Man Beatle Network.
Does Raccoon watch anime? I wouldn't put it past him.
He probably does and just doesn't know that it's anime.
Yeah, I could see that. His big thing obviously takes a lot of influence from Looney Tunes. He pretty much wants to be a Looney Tune. But yeah, I could see just as long as it's like if it's zany, if it's colorful, I could see him liking a whole lot of different.
He would probably really like Pokemon a lot.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
He's probably, you know, he's okay. He probably loves Pokemon and is like super embarrassed about it. He probably gets like picked on at school, or I think I'm just projecting at this point.
There's a chance.
Yes.
I could see his family being like, Rodney, you watching that Pokemon? You watching that Pocket Monsters?
Pocket Monsters, like, no, Mom, that's the other one. That's the one that's not as good. That's the one that's not as good. And then Doubling's like, yeah, that's the better one. It's better than Pokemon. Pokemon's dumb. Oh, good God. Do-do. Do-do. So dangerous. Alrighty. Almost done with this man. Excuse me. This man. What should I do with the numbers for this? Oh, I know. Aha.
Put Doubling and Oddball in a room. How much would Oddball have to say before Doubling loses it?
Oh God, he'd probably just be like, "Nah, you're not even clever with yours. You're just reaching."
What would Rockoon do if another hacker hacked his player model and made him a rodent? That's it, new account.
Yep. Now I'm the hyena. I don't know. That was an idea also. Was his new account would be the hyena or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I forget if I told you about that. That was an idea, but then we came up with the I'm Raccoon, which I think was funnier. All right, I like how this one turned out. Agent Giga, Giga Touch, Giga Sword, Giga Gun, Giga Flail, Giga Axe, Giga.
What is Raccoon's go-to karaoke song?
Ooh.
I think I used to have something for this. I can't remember what it was.
Baby got back. No.
I think I could very easily seeing it being some kind of Disney song. I know that your powers of retention
Oh my God.
are as wet as a warthog's backside.
Wah, 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 wah.
I don't even know if it would be that one, but it would no doubt be some kind of Disney song, or maybe even. I definitely think he's also somebody who grew up on kind of like Motown and R&B, Michael Jackson.
This is how we do it.
Maybe not that one. What did I say?
Oh wait, no, I remember. I did. I don't think I've ever done this on the stream before. I remember. I think the last time you were here visiting for Thanksgiving, we were in the car and I was listening to Billie Jean, and I did something that was like, "Doubling is not my brother. He's just a guy who knows that I am the one. But this game is not much fun."
Oh. Was the A-E-I-O-U and sometimes Y a last-minute joke? Absolutely! It has no purpose, it has no depth.
No.
Other than I realized, hey, I'm making some of these funny sounds. I'm gonna force a couple more in there.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna have one of the last things I say be Y.
Yep. So that was certainly a thing that we did.
Just being stupid because I can.
Yeah, and then I for some reason I like stupid non-jokes like that. So I liked it and I was like, well, I'm going to do that now. So all right. Well, it's time for our very last TOMEvember drawing.
Oh, snap.
We started with alpha. So, what do we end with?
Beta.
Yes, you got it. We end with the last letter of the alphabet, which is not omega.
Okay.
It's
I should
Z.
have said that. Okay.
Yes,
yeah.
you should have said it. I was kind of waiting for you to make that obvious joke. I want there to be an evil version of Alpha named Omega. And I'm like, yeah, let me get on that. That'll be season 3. Good God almighty. All right, here we go, everybody.
Taylor Stevenson says, would Raccoon check out quests in Tome by himself? Not anymore.
Nope.
Only with Archie. He only plays Tome pretty much to hang out with and look out for Archie. That's it.
Yep. And that's canon. That's the head canon. That's my head canon, which means it's the canon.
Sing the national anthem in Raccoon's voice. I'll give you a little bit of it. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming? There's a little bit.
You're not American. You can't sing that. Get out of my country.
I don't know.
You dying Canuck. I don't want you in my country.
No, what are you saying? This is nah, man. I don't have no Canadian accent though. That thing is, I can't talk like one of you wanted me to.
I know. It's hilarious. Mac is from Toronto in
No,
Canada.
I'm not from Toronto.
Oh, sorry.
Toronto smells funny.
Oh, sorry.
I'm from Mississauga, which is the suburbs where we have trees and breathable air.
Oh, okay. Well, pardon me.
Mississauga, baby, that's where it's at.
Mississippi.
As Barack Obama says it, Mississauga. I'm not sure how you pronounce that.
Mississauga. That's right. I'm gonna miss him. I'm so sad that. Well, actually, no. You did get to do your fabulous Obama impression in something.
Yes, I did.
Can you talk about that, or you're not allowed to yet?
The show's already out in Australia land for some reason, but not anywhere else. In the animated series called Winston Steinberger and Sir Dudley Ding Dong, I play a little crazy, wacky black kid named Winston. And there's one episode where he travels, and he actually sounds a fair bit like Raccoon, only not quite as zany. There's an episode where Winston travels through time, and he grows up to be
the president of the galaxy. And, basically, during my episode, I just decided I'm going to have him sound like this and see if I can get away with it.
And when I started doing that voice, literally everybody just stopped and stared at me. My co-stars who I was recording with, the producer, the director, they didn't say anything. And I'm just like, sorry, am I not allowed to do that? And they're like, no, we are putting this in the cartoon.
Yay!
That's what happened. So I finally got to do my Obama voice on not really Obama while he still had his presidency.
You know, it's funny too, because kind of going back to the earlier bit of like when you get to have input, like honestly, the setup that we had for Raccoon is something that does not generally really ever happen unless like one of the writers is like a voice actor on the show, like voicing a major character like that. But usually in cartoons, as far as like creative freedom and like, you know, like getting to be part of the process of like, you know, the comedy of the show itself, it's usually things like that where like sometimes even in anime, like it's much less frequent in anime, but like little tiny quirks and like sound effects and like deliveries that like are like the show I was talking about earlier that I'm doing right now, I've stolen so many like little subtle references to like specific things that like it's like, oh, haha, whatever, you know, like oh, if like you get the joke, it's like actually even talking about grossology on one of your old video demos with like footage of a bunch of your stuff, you have a clip of Lab Rat scrubbing himself, and you were doing a James from Team Rocket type noise.
There's a few different influences I used in there. Some of that was also some paranoid Edwin stuff that he did, but what's my line? The t-shirt was bad enough, but this sloppy Joe Biocoup is horrible! Kind of Lab Rat, kind of James. That was cool.
He was fun. I wish I got to see more. We like barely got that show over here.
Yeah, but it's still airing apparently. This really freaked me out. I saw this, somebody posted on Twitter, some press guys who were in the press room in Virginia when the vice presidential debate was going on, and they had grossology on the TV screens.
Wow.
And I was like, what? How? Why? What? Okay.
Was it an episode with you?
I'm in every episode.
I mean, like, were you on the screen at the time that the episode was
I
airing?
was not on the screen at the time, but I do actually I could tell what episode it was from the screenshot.
Oh, yeah.
And I was very, very amused.
Well, you're one of those nerds that watches the shows that you're in. Ugh.
What do you mean? No, I don't do that.
I don't watch cartoons. I'm cool. They're for babies.
Toddlers
For babies.
and infants.
Just
and
like video,
fetuses.
just like video games.
Yeah, exactly.
Lord. Any other questions been piling in that I've been missing?
Raccoon is my new favorite character. What would he sound like if he was Irish? That's a good question. You know, I'm not.
He'd be played by Chris O'Neill. Oh, hey guys, just doing some work.
Oh my gosh, I wouldn't say that I have a particularly good Irish accent. My Irish accent is based upon a little bit my friend Stephen Lynch. And no, not the singer. He's another Stephen Lynch.
But he's also a singer. He's also a singer.
Yeah, he is a singer in his own right. And also a little bit Seamus O'Shaughnessy from WWE, who I really hate that guy and his stupid broad kick, and he totally ruined Rocksteady from the Ninja Turtles.
I thought he was an okay Rocksteady.
He actually wasn't.
Yeah.
Bad. He wasn't bad at all. I
Yeah.
just like to say that because I shouted that at him once during a wrestling show.
You ruined Rocksteady?
Yes.
Oh, you're an ass. Oh my god. That's so mean.
He's a heel. You're supposed to chant.
Oh, poor Seamus. Poor Seamus. Raccoon. You know, I did joke once about like what if like there was like a European dub about of Tome, and like what would all the accents be? And I thought like, oh, what if I just like had Shady do his natural British accent for Alpha, and then like what if Flamey was like Scottish or something? I don't know. That'd be cute. Scottish Flamey. Somebody's gonna draw that now. I bet you like Mew Cake or somebody's gonna fucking draw Scottish Flamey. She loves her.
Oh, that reminds me. What did you think of Japanese Raccoon? I loved that.
Actually, oh yeah. So Kai Jordan in the chat did a little video on his channel. If you want to go check it out. We were talking in one of my last streams about who I thought the Japanese voices of the characters would be if there was like a Japanese dub of Tome, where like I guess they could get any of these like, you know, big super like well-known seiyuu. I actually think Wataru Takagi, as great as he is, I think he'd actually be a little too old for Raccoon, because he has this sort of like, I don't want to say Vegeta-esque, but he's got this kind of like grit to his voice. Like he's played like, he is the Japanese voice of Daffy Duck, which is quite fitting. And lots, he's been Ryu at one point, he's been in a lot of characters in One Piece. So he's very good, but I don't know if I actually would peg him as Raccoon. I feel like he might be a little too old for him. But I don't know who would be a good, actually...
The energy is in the right place, though, for sure. As soon as I saw he's the Japanese Daffy Duck, I'm like, I like this.
Yeah, actually, I maybe even think Raccoon actually might be a character I could see played by, like, maybe by a girl in Japanese? Okay. Maybe, like, actually, you know what? The voice of Luffy and Krillin in Japanese, I think, would actually be a pretty funny Raccoon. Or maybe even Pikachu's actress.
Really?
Yeah, it would be very different, but I think that she'd be, because she could be, she plays Chopper, the little reindeer guy in One Piece, which is basically, it's basically if Pikachu could talk. Mm-hmm. And she is really funny on that character.
That character does remind me a lot of Kimlin, and Kimlin reminds me a lot of Pikachu.
That's true. Oh yeah, actually, I guess we should have said Ikue Otani would be Granda because of Kimlin, but yeah. Yeah, it was a cool video. Thank you for making that, Kai, if you're still in the chat. That was really cool of you. We watched that last night. Keiko Nemoto, and fucking Kirbifer was voiced by a woman, as I presumed. This is how I do it. Every time you're around, I always sing that song because we did that at karaoke one time.
That's my song.
It's your and Bosco's song. Yeah. You guys always sing that together.
That is true.
True. This is how we do it. Zetto. Dragon Ball Zetto.
Oh, snap. Hi, Karina.
Karina Bedecker. What up, dog? It's Karina Bedecker, everybody. She's a voice actress. She's cool.
Lithium Polygon. Raccoon's favorite Pokemon is absolutely 100% definitely Meowth.
Alolan Meowth.
Oh, yeah. He's so cool. It's like they took the best character and made him cooler.
What's cooler than being cool?
Being more cool.
Ice cool. All right. Is that an appropriate song for Raccoon to be singing?
Wait, which one?
Hey yeah. Oh wait, no, I guess not, because it has like sexual innuendos in it.
I don't know all the lyrics to that song.
It's not appropriate for him. I take that back. Sorry, Raccoon. No, to cover your virgin ears. Don't do it.
Not safe for Raccoon.
My baby don't mess around. Meow meow meow. It's the Kimlin version.
Wow, Karina's in Washington.
Well, oh yeah, she's out for
Washington State or Washington D.C.
She's out for Thanksgiving.
Okay. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. It was awesome meeting ya.
Yeah.
Is Raccoon a virgin?
Probably.
Karina.
Probably.
Really?
Probably.
He's a very, very, very innocent, very, very nice.
He's a good little Christian boy as always. Not before marriage. No. That's okay.
Yeah, he doesn't really think about such things. He thinks that cute girls are cute, but that's not really as far as that's as far as it goes.
Who would Raccoon think is cute in Tome?
Who would he think is cute? He would probably think Hyperlinks is cute.
Yeah?
Yeah. And it's not a fuzzy wuzzy thing.
Oh.
It's not.
I don't know.
It's not.
Maybe it is and he just doesn't know it.
He doesn't know what a fuzzy is.
Maybe that's what he's describing. It's a fuzzy. Actually, I could see maybe Granda too because they're around the same age as well, actually. Maybe.
Maybe. Well, who do you think is older, Granda or
well, Rocky we peg around what, like 15 or so, I think.
15 or 16.
Yeah, Granda is like 14.
Really, Granda's older than Archie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit, not by much, but a little bit. Those are like rough ages. Like I actually don't think about that stuff very often.
The thing is, I think he might think Granda is cute. But then, as soon as she says anything, I'm scared of you.
Yeah, but that's where the attraction comes from. Is that, oh, she's scary. I like her.
No, I think he's more about goofs. If she can be goofy and cute and without scaring him most of the time, then that's what he need.
Hyperlinks is pretty. She's pretty goofy as well in her own right. She needs to work on her goofy game.
Yeah, I can help with that.
Yep.
Let me teach you how to goof.
Okay.
Let me teach you how to goof.
And then Hyperlinks turns out to be gay because Jesse.
Oh yeah. Oh, who was it who had that idea? I think it might have been Julie Oops Ghost Pants who had this idea of Rockoon kind of having this crush on her, but she didn't really notice.
Oh yeah. And she's like, actually I'm gay, sorry. And then she goes off to hit on Bailey Smith 13 because she's voiced by Eileen Montgomery. And as we all know, Jesse Nowak and Eileen Monty are super in lesbians with each other. Canonically. In real life. That is totally a thing.
Okay.
Yes. Don't question me.
Alright.
You don't even know, man.
There are many things I don't know.
No. There are many things that you don't know. My baby don't mess around.
Clap, clap, clap.
Yes, Gina has called me out on my friend Gina has just called me out on Skype about when I was ripping on you. Like, you're one of those nerds who watches your own shows. No, I watch all of the shows that I'm in because I'm a narcissistic piece of shit. So, and she can attest.
Oh, and I call myself a narcissist.
Yeah.
I have not.
Dude, I made a cartoon about a self-insert. Two self-insert characters.
You did do that.
I did do that.
But I mean, I was given a role in your show, and I made him into a self-insert. So
That's okay.
I'm working on it.
I like to think that there's a little bit of everybody in their character.
I genuinely feel like you have to try to find that with most every role.
Oh,
At
yeah.
the very least, find something you can relate to in there.
Yeah, that's why, like, I mean, there are some characters, like Colorist I don't relate to, but that was just like, oh, okay, I'm just kind of having fun with this performance kind of thing. And like, and then even like Lull in the Sea, Lord Iroko, like, he was a character I was like, I don't really get this guy. Like, that was one that I didn't really feel all that connected to. But honestly, most of the characters that I've voiced, like, in other stuff that's not written by myself, I felt some kind of, like Dezel, like, I have a major connection to for a lot of reasons, some good and some bad. And Garma from Gundam as well, like, very much so. Alex from Y2K, which is going to be coming soon. Speaking of that, I believe that I'm going to be going to the PlayStation Experience this weekend.
Sweet deal.
Yeah. I have to find out the details of that, but I believe I'm going to be going there to promote Y2K, a postmodern RPG, which I'm very proud of that game. And I hope that, people will play that and, be into that, but nonetheless. All right, we're almost done. Oh my god, guys.
Oh, snap.
No. All right, I gotta pick the right.
I don't want to go.
I don't want to go. Anybody? Did you get that reference?
I didn't get that reference.
Really? Oh, you should.
I thought it was going to be the Doctor Who thing.
No, it's the ghastly episode of Free. What do you mean free?
That's been years. I don't remember anything.
We got a 2-for-1 bargain deal. We got one for every other day. But you used freebies. I can't believe you guys would let me take that. Let this goes take me just because you're so cheap. You don't want to go? Of course I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Oh, Eric Stewart.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're good.
Oh.
Yeah, I said it. I don't care. Eric Stewart's overrated as an actor. I said I don't give a shit. I'll burn that fucking bridge. I don't care.
You know, he might be watching the
Oh no! Oh, sorry, Eric. Sorry, I didn't donate to your Kickstarter or for your music video. Sorry about that. I don't care. He's in Nashville. I don't give a shit.
You taste salty.
Yeah, very. My baby don't mess around. Great, somebody's gonna fucking like link this to him, I'm sure, and be like, what a dick. And I'm like, alright, well, I mean, can't argue with that. I don't know how.
Raccoon has Batman miniseries.
What? No, that's Game Craze's Batman.
Oh,
come on.
Yeah.
I'm Batman.
I can't take that job. I'd be much more of a.
No, Devon Mack is Batman.
Yeah, I'm Batman. I'm for real Batman.
That's true. Like just not like as like a voice, like just in real life, he is Batman.
And Rocky's more like the trickster, I'd say, kind of, or Freakazoid.
The trickster. Something freakazoid. Have a good time now.
Archie would be a perfect Robin.
Yes, he would.
Because his parents are dead.
Oh my God. Poor
No,
Poor Archie.
No.
Poor Archie. His parents are dead, though.
I think Archie probably has very, very loving parents who just wanted to have friends and fit in at school.
Alrighty. Oh my God. Oh my God, we're almost done with the thing. And then what are we going to do?
Roast marshmallows?
Yes. You got it. You got it.
I like this.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tweet the thing. How many people we have? Oh, we only got 50. Oh, I never tweeted the link. I'm an idiot. God, what is wrong with me? Whatever.
No. Boston.
28 of TOMEvember brings us a double dosage.
Nico, we should go bowling.
Archie and Raccoon.
Archie, my cousin.
Oh, hey, remember when we were at Ben Diskin's house and Bosco was roasting marshmallows over the gas stove?
Oh yeah, and
I was the only person who was terrified.
Yep, and it was terrifying, and it was a fucking real life cartoon moment.
Oh, I was like, this isn't happening. This isn't happening. This isn't happening. All y'all okay with this? All y'all okay with this? Okay. Ah.
And now I've tweeted the link. I don't know why the hell I didn't remember to do that, but I'm a fool. I'm a foolish fool!
Foolish.
Nah, foolish! Old Serpentine. Alrighty. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Alrighty.
Is Raccoon a scaredy cat? Oh, that's a good question. I think he could quite possibly be in real life, he's definitely not as outgoing and wacky and brave and proud. That character, the whole Raccoon character, is very much a fabrication. It's who he wants to be. I think he actually is quite timid in person for the most part.
I think, I feel like I could also maybe see Raccoon as being that kind of like, I'm disguising it, scaredy cat, as like, no, this is fine, I'm okay with this, and then the inside he's like, ah! Like, no, it's okay, I don't even care, I don't care, I can't care immensely.
He could do that. he wears many masks.
Yes. Because he's a raccoon, and raccoons have masks. Oh man, that's some symbolism, I didn't even intend for that. It's beautiful. It's poetic.
A Tome spin-off called Raccoon's Modern Life? Hey, wait a minute.
We did Raccoon's Modern Life. Raccoon's Modern Life. Do. Oh my. Good as new.
I like you. You're spunky.
Oh my god. What if Raccoon was Australian?
What if Raccoon...
You hear that, Dublin? We're about to have us some fun.
Oh, what if Raccoon was Australian? So he'd be making fun of American accents.
Oh my god.
So he'd be like,
in the short when he's picking on what's his face.
Any last words?
Yeah, just a few.
Oh, cheeseburgers and rock and roll and violence and guns.
I'm stupid. Our president's such, I guess Tome takes place in the year 2020, so hopefully we're not, the world isn't dead by then. Political jokes. Zito. And nearly there. Got some more. Oh, we got 60 now.
Raccoon as the Joker and Flame Girl as Harley Quinn. That would actually be cute.
Oh my god. Well, that would be not appropriate.
Yeah,
I don't like that one. I don't like that one. Don't ship that. That's bad. That's a very bad. She is too old. She's too old for him.
yeah, I wouldn't ship it, but I could see them getting along through simply their mutual dislike of Oddball, which has happened in RPs on Tumblr, which I was very entertained.
Oh. Zito. All right, we are nearly done now. Hey, hey,
If you scroll up a little bit more, he looks like his hair makes him look like I hate that hedgehog.
I hate that hedgehog. Blom, blom, blom. Oh, we're shady, so we can do scratch and grounder. You're a monster. That's because I don't love you anymore. Ha ha ha. God. Oh Lord, what a good note to end on. Scratch and grounder impressions. Jesus Christ. All right.
Mother Scratcher and Grinder.
Oh man. Oh man. Oh, it's really fun being a Pokemon watcher. Wow. Anyway. Triple
Parody
X.
of Kaya using Tome as a base.
No. I don't know why I'm singing that so much. It's not appropriate. It's not appropriate. This one feels inappropriate.
You know what was funny? Actually, when you were playing Plan Z earlier, weren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. Hum that for a bit, because this is what I was thinking the whole time. Hum the. No, do the other part where the main part kicks in.
Boom, 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 doom, 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 doom. Thank you, Silver Gunner. Christ's sake.
I legit had that in my head.
Oh Lord.
Sorry. I had to.
Yeah, waiting for that high quality rip someday. When we got all the
You already got your high quality.
I did, yeah. There's another one I kind of submitted. I hope it happens someday.
Oh. I
think,
want to dust one. Really.
that would be cool. I think, guys, I think we're done. Oh my God.
Oh snap.
Oh shice.
Holy hot fudge.
Excuse me.
Gross.
Sorry. Rude.
I really bring out the worst in you, don't I?
Yes. All right, post that in here. Well, that is the last couple pictures of TOMEvember. Obviously, I'll be posting the last two over the next couple days. I'll be posting the rest of these, so you guys are kind of getting a little bit of a preview. Here's something else you'll be getting a little preview of. Whoa! So for those of you who don't know, I have talked a little bit about this before. So, hopefully it will be out either tomorrow or Wednesday. I don't know because I don't have the last little bit that I need from someone.
Hopefully it'll be out when school.
Ooh, let's out. No one gets that reference.
Watch
hopefully.
Total Drama Island.
Don't do that. So we have one last little thing coming out for TOMEvember, hopefully before the month is officially over. So we are going to be producing one more last little special album on our Bandcamp page. Of course, we just recently put out the 8-bit song collection and the acapella test tracks. And of course the new music from AVZ hasn't come out yet. We haven't put that on any of the soundtracks or anything yet, but it will be. So, in fact, actually, I think I even have a picture of the album cover, if I can pull that up real quick, like. Where is it? Oh, my goodness. There it is. It's massive. Take a look. This art was done by the fabulous Ennuiendo. Is that how you spell it? Ennuiendo.
N-U-I-Endo is
Yes.
how I pronounce it, but I know that's not how you pronounce it.
This is the TOME 5-year anniversary special album.
So good.
So good. So this will feature the background music from the TOME AVZ short, and it will also feature 2 new character vocal songs. One of them will be something that I gave a preview of last time, which is basically the closest thing the TOME would have ever had to like an opening theme. Obviously, we had the ending themes like Heroes Don't Ask Questions and Battle On, etc. This is a song called 100,000,001. It'll be performed by Eileen Montgomery, the voice of Bailey Smith 13. She goes by Eileen Monty on YouTube.
Yep.
And the instrumental of it has been created by Stephen Kelly of the orchestral song collection and a lot of that stuff. And it's basically a lyrical version of Alpha's theme, which is Wings of a Hero. But in addition, and some of you guys, I think from maybe even my very first stream, I don't remember exactly when I did this, but I also did a lyrical version of Zeto's theme, Survive the Drama. And thanks to the wonderful Living Tombstone, who was kind enough to mix and remix this a little bit for me, I'm going to play a little preview of the Zeto character theme song. Not the whole thing, but just a little taste for you all. So I hope you enjoy.
Well, it's about time.
That's all you got for now.
That Zeto, he sure is the ultimate
Life form creature, man. Yeah. So look forward to purchasing that Shadow the Hedgehog Zeto's theme song. That will be on the TOME 5-year anniversary album, which will hopefully be coming out either tomorrow or Wednesday before the month is up. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see.
Zeto the Hedgehog.
Zeto the Hedgehog. One last look here at what we got for all these amazing. Wow, I'm up my own ass today. Over all these really fun pictures that I was very happy to do. They're a lot of fun. I think before we finish things up...
Back to me.
What?
Oh, never mind.
What?
I was going to say go back to me.
Oh, okay. Hold on. There you go.
Yay!
All right. Before we end things, because we have a little bit of time left, I am going to do the first drawing of what will be our next themed month, and probably the last for a little while, of drawing a picture every day, because I think I'm going to need to focus my efforts on some other... oh, God. No, I didn't mean to do that. Oh, God. Jesus. No, get out of here.
Dun, dun, dun.
Jesus. I think that this will be my last themed month for a while of doing doing a drawing every day because I'll be very busy in 2017. I have a feeling. But for Pokecember, which is going to be the next and final themed month of 2016, I've decided that I'm going to draw a Pokemon every day. And so I figure what better Pokemon to start with than, of course, the one that started them all. Rhydon. No, I'm going to draw Pikachu. So I'm going to draw Poopachu. We got a little more time left, Mac, if you want to take some more questions from the shit. From the shit.
What else we got here? Do we have any more questions? Right now we just have people saying like Pokemon names. Magikarp.
Pika, Pika, Pika.
I will, by the way, though, save your suggestions because I do indeed plan on, in addition to having another month's solid of Pokemon Kerblogs, which this will probably be the last time that I do a full Pokecember. But I do plan on doing some streams where I will be taking suggestions from people in the chat on which Pokemon to draw. But for the time being, I'm just going to start off with good old Pikachu because everybody loves Pikachu. Who doesn't love Pikachu?
Would Archie or would Raccoon ever sing "Never Gonna Give You Up" to Archie? Probably not. I want to hope that at that point in time, that song has that whole meme has died a horrible death.
Yes.
What would he say? I'm sure he'd still be singing just lots of Disney songs.
Nylok would probably be more likely to. In fact, actually, I believe that Martin even did have to sing "Never Gonna Give You Up" as one of the donation songs for when we did the crowdfunding campaign for season 2. So if that's any indication,
I think that Raccoon might sing the theme from Ben by Michael Jackson about Ben the Rat. Let's see if I can hit those. I'm probably not going to be able to hit those notes, but I'm going to try.
I believe in you.
And the two of us need look no more. We both found what we've been looking for. With a friend to call my own. Boo. I'll never be alone. And you, my friend, will see. You've got a friend in me. I've done it a lot better before, but
What is that song? I don't think I know that.
that's about it's from a movie about a boy who didn't have many friends, and his best friend was just a little rat, and people made fun of him.
Aw.
And then the rat killed people.
Oh, wait, like actually?
Yeah,
Really?
yeah,
Oh,
that's the movie.
really?
Mhm.
Like you're not kidding?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the movie.
he killed people?
Yeah.
Why did he kill people?
Because they bullied the boy.
Oh no.
I can't remember.
Remember, kids.
I think the rat was able to command like an army of other rats, and they would just like swarm people. and then bite.
Remember, kids, if you're getting bullied in school, get yourself a rat friend,
Yeah.
like Pikachu,
Yeah.
and then he'll electrocute everybody for you. By the way, did everybody see my fucking Pikachu swarm vine performed by Sarah Williams, Kim Lintran, and Lizzie Freeman?
Lizzie Freeman.
Lizzie Freeman, yeah. I'm so happy that Lizzie Freeman.
What was who did she show up as in Tome again? Where did she show up?
Oh, Lizzie was in episode 10 as she and Michael Johnston of Teen Wolf fame were when during Alpha's little like hallucination when he was kind of coming to from the fight with Demon Zeto. He was flashing back to when he was a kid and he was hearing these two other a little girl and a little boy talking about how like Michael's such a weirdo and etc. Which is funny because Michael Johnston was the first person to say Alpha's real name, Michael, in the show. Because originally it was going to be revealed in episode 7 before we changed it and rewrote it and it wasn't a terrible episode anymore. And we moved it to episode 10, that big reveal. And ironically, an actor named Michael was the one who revealed that Michael was Alpha's name. Named, of course, after Mike Lucas. Pikachu. Pika.
Let's see. Starlight's Ruby asked.
Hi, Starlight's Ruby.
My favorite Pokemon anime. I honestly can't say I watched a whole lot of it past
Just
the first
say X and Y. Just say X and Y. Just say X and Y.
No, because it doesn't have the Holy Matrimony episode in it, which is the best one.
Oh.
Or that one when Seed Rocket saves all those coughing and Ekans from the poacher, and nobody knows that it was them.
Oh yeah, that was Advanced, I believe.
Yeah,
was that episode.
that's a good one too.
Yeah.
I don't know what season it is.
I don't think you have a favorite. Yeah, I think that's like season 8 or something.
Okay.
Yeah, no, Mac doesn't really have, I don't think, a favorite season. I think he just has favorite episodes, all of which include Team Rocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. But for me though, I'll answer Pokemon X and Y. Absolutely, I think it is the best that the show has absolutely ever been, all across the board. And I'm looking very much forward to Pokemon Sun and Moon, which should be premiering a week from today. Monday the 5th is when it will be premiering. So look forward to that. I think it's going to be quite awesome.
Would Raccoon play Cards Against Humanity?
Nope, he would play apples to apples like a good boy.
When we were at Ben Diskin's house, everybody was playing Cards Against Humanity.
Yep.
And I watched.
Yep, you sure did.
I watched. And Kimlin petted the dog.
Yes, she did. She petted Ben's dog Rexy. He was a good doge.
Yeah. He's not bad for a dog.
Yeah, he's pretty
In
cool.
fact, when I saw him, I'm just like, me and dogs, we had our problems, but if more than one like Rex, even though he's kind of large in size, I wouldn't be so scared of them.
No, he's a good doge. Rexy. Brr. He'll probably be our mascot when Ben and I stream Kingdom Hearts 2.8.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Every time you say that, I always think of Tails. Okay. Alrighty. Pikachu. Pikachu.
I'm gonna get you, freaking Pikachu.
I don't know how you bozos managed to screw this one up.
You knuckle skulls have failed me for the last time.
If anybody's never seen Schmorky's Meowth cartoon on Something Awful, please do yourselves a favor. No, not me! Not me! I'm James.
I'm a baseball.
That's my... No, I'm not gonna... I've already burned that bridge.
Sure thing, baby.
Baby, don't you need capture that Pikachu? Yeah, shut your dang hole! Once upon a time, I was falling. No, I need to save my voice. I have a recording session in like an hour. I'm going to a recording session in an hour. I need to keep my voice in.
Oh, with the previous, okay, we got Vex's version thinking of Tails quotes now.
Yeah.
Speaking of Tails, oh my goodness. Tails, which I never would have expected because I'm not really somebody who plays many Sonic games. Tails ended up being a pretty influential character for me as far as my voiceover career goes. So, like I said, while I was still working professionally, I still went back to do a lot of Newground stuff for a few years just to sort of practice and expand my range. Like, that's when I first started playing sort of, hero protagonist characters for the first time. And also, just for my own amusement, because I was kind of on a roll with getting everything online that I tried out for, somebody said they needed a voice for Tails for some Sonic Christmas animation they were making.
Which that was Matt Morandi, right?
No, that was not Matt Morandi. This was actually before I did it for Matt Morandi.
Oh, okay.
I believe. And so they were replacing a previous actress and nobody was trying out for it. So I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna try doing Tails just to see what happens.
Yeah.
So, me doing my high-pitched voice that doesn't really sound that young, but I pitched it up by 3%, and I'm like, Sonic! Hey, Sonic, let's celebrate Christmas today! And they actually cast me, and I was like, ha 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 ha, that's hilarious.
I can play anything. I'm a genius.
I guess I do little kid voices now, and I actually do little kid voices now on a bunch of different shows.
Yes, you do.
And it's very, very funny to me. My favorite,
Because you're a grown man.
I'm a grown, angry black man. Little kid voice.
Yo, man.
Yeah,
I'm a big black man, dog.
What's up? That's what's up, y'all. What's going on?
Oh my god.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, now you're Ebon. You're Ebon. Yo, man, we updated call is crazy. Oh, hold on. I have to find. I need to pause for a minute. Yes.
The thing that inspired me though to attempt a Tails voice was my friend Yoshi One Up, aka Matt Morandi, had a very, very silly thing that he did where he was just fooling around with the Tails voice, going, Sonic, I want to go to McDonald's. I want a Happy Meal. All right. If you just stop bugging me, then we'll go. Okay? Yay!
And now I'm gonna be copyright claimed.
We're done. We're ruined.
I was gonna say that deep voice you were doing sounds like Gary Sturgis, this guy who is the voice of Ebon on Static Shock. Man.
Okay.
Yeah, who is also kind of a influence on Game Craze a little bit. Updated, call us creatures. Man, we a band, baby. Yo, Static Shock was a great show, by the way. I adore that show. Young Justice.
I watch more of it. I need to.
Young Justice season 3 is gonna have more static. Yeah.
I am Stickman says, does Raccoon like watching wrestling? I have managed to drop my share of some subtle, some not so subtle hints of Raccoon being a little bit influenced by wrestling. I have the Macho Man in there. Welcome to my cage of death. You're going nowhere. Oh yeah, and it's playtime. There's a lot of R-Truth in there from his amazing heel run in WWE. Him and Miz together were awesome.
What is a heel? Explain
a heel
that to
is
me.
just literally I'm a bad guy and I do bad guy things.
Oh, I feel like a real heel.
There's a heel and then there's a baby face when you're a good guy, or just a face.
Oh, that's why Incineroar in Pokemon Sun and Moon is Incineroar is considered the heel Pokemon because he looks like this.
Yep. There you go.
He's a real heel.
Yeah, he looks a little bit like Kane, kind of. What else? And then you can also be a tweener, where you're just like, maybe I'm a baby face, maybe I'm a heel one week, maybe I just go back and forth, or maybe I'm just a jerk all the time.
Oh. What about the Miz?
The Miz?
Was that more doubling and skate? That was the Miz.
Wait. Sorry, what?
Wasn't the Miz like referenced somewhere? I don't remember who was who.
Mother Scratcher, really is one of the Miz's catchphrases thing. He'll be like, really,
Lemney.
when my hand goes up, your mouth goes shut.
I'm gonna call
Miz
him.
is probably one of the best heels in the world right now. He's pretty cool.
He's pretty cool.
Pretty cool in the sense that he is just utterly, completely, totally unlikable in the best ways.
Oh.
You love to hate him. Because some heels are so awesome and so cool that you want to cheer them. He is not.
Alright, here's my demon Pikachu. Look at him. He's adorable. I'm gonna give him some spikes. Shiny, don't like it.
Lock the taskbar.
Zabi, don't like it. This is no Zaku boy. Rocket Casval. Eve of Destiny, now available on daisuke.net. Go check that shit out. Starring me. Well, not starring me, but I'm in it for like a hot minute. Minute for a New York minute. All right, we're almost wrapping up. Any last couple questions in there?
Yeah.
Sorry, don't like it. This is not kosher.
Oh, there's one I missed. How would Raccoon react if he was suddenly a net king? Wow.
I claim this land in the name of not rodents.
Yeah, that'd pretty much be one of the least likely things to have ever happened. Well, if it happened earlier in the series, he would just pretty much remodel all of Tome into just his head. It would just be a giant floating raccoon head.
Yes, with lots of destructible environments.
Yes, absolutely. Nowadays, I think he would just... I think he would do a good job.
Yeah,
I think he would do a good job because he's very, very, very dedicated to just being a good, good, honest person who's paranoid of screwing things up and having everybody hate him.
I think he'd feel very intimidated around the more experienced net kings who would be like very patient with him and showing him the ropes.
Yeah,
and he'd be like, "Oh, I didn't know programming was this hard."
No, actually, he'd be like, "Oh, I can do this a little better than you."
But
and then find out, then they're like, "No, we're in our 40s. We've been doing this longer than you."
Well, I mean, I know some tricks that you old guys just never figured out.
And then Exec is like, "Excuse me."
I'll be quiet.
Excuse you. is Exec the one that would shut him up? Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah, that's about
scared of
right.
that guy.
And like, oh,
I'm scared of that guy.
he's got the voice of the Duke Nukem, the Duke Nukem. That's not good.
Jamish says, just a quick one. I have been majorly inspired by both of your work to take up VA as a pastime and life passion. Thank you. Oh, that's so sweet.
Super cool. Thank you.
Very, very cool.
I would suggest go check out iwanttobeavoiceactor.com. It has a ton of very, very valuable information and truths that you will probably not find in most other places.
That is correct. It is very, very hard work, very, very difficult to make a living, but it can be quite rewarding. It can be quite fun, but always be ready for a struggle because that's what it is.
Yes, indeed. All right. Time to export to... Yes.
Let's see. Numa True Home 100 asks, what are you both working on in terms of animation right now?
Well, you've got a whole bunch of shows, some of which you can talk about.
Shows.
Yes.
I'm going to show up in Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, the animated series, as a super jive fish character.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, my God.
What else I got? I have a show that's going to be on Nickelodeon called Mysticons, where I'm not going to give away any characters' names, but you can see two of my characters if you look up Chorus Entertainment new launch trailer something or other. But I am a good guy and a bad guy in that show, and it's going to be cool.
Excellent. I am working on actually 3 shows. Ever since Inktober, I have been very, very, very lucky with these past couple months in my voiceover stuff. I have 3 shows I'm working on right now. Unfortunately, I can't talk about any of them, and I don't know when they're going to be coming out, but I'm assuming they will all be within the next year. So I hope that you enjoy those. I'm playing very different characters in all of the different shows, which has been great, and I'm going off to record one of them in about an hour. Tales of Zestiria the Cross is going to be getting a season 2 next year, which I'll be back for that. I might even see about, I would like to go visit Texas while I'm there and maybe hang out with the Team 4-Star guys and some other folks while I'm there. We still have to work those plans out, but hopefully that will be a thing. And I can say that I'm, of course, coming back as Dazzle for that. In terms of animation stuff that I'm working on personally, right now it's just been the YouTube stuff, of which I have a whole lot of shit that I'm doing that I have to kind of, deal with. But nonetheless, I will hopefully be having some very cool things to talk about early next year. I don't know when the time frame would be, but I'll say this, guys. I am working on things. They're in a very, very early state, and I don't know what will be happening yet. But I'll say this: I'm kind of done with training mode already. I didn't really. I'll be honest, I'm just impatient and I just want to get going with something again. So I'm hoping that 2017 will be the year that a new big project will be finally happening and taking off and etc. But we will certainly see what happens with that. I can't say anything for certain because, you never know what might happen. But nonetheless, look forward to the new year. Look forward very soon to Pokecember will be starting. I think I'm even going to be recording the first of those Kirb vlogs in the next couple days, which will be going up on Saturday the 3rd. And, also, Pokemon Generations, I'm in 2 of those. If you go check out the 2 recent episodes, the Pokemon Black and White ones that just came out, I'm in a couple of those as Berg and Bryson of the gym leader, Octavia, whatever you would call a group of 8, and as well as Colress of Team Plasma. I was in the last 2 of those. And look forward to Pokecember, and also look forward to, hopefully, within the next couple days, check out the Tome 5-year anniversary album, which will feature 2 new character songs and the background music from the AVZ short that Kadjit composed, etc. So thank you all. I hope that you enjoyed TOMEvember. I don't know if we'll be doing a TOMEvember in the future, and I'm pretty sure we won't be doing a Pokecember in the future, because I think that I'll have expended that many Kirblog ideas as possible. But hopefully there will be more Tome stuff happening in the future, and maybe we'll have enough to do a TOMEvember in the first place. I don't know, but we'll see what happens. But look forward to more stuff from my channel. Oh, you know what? I will also have another kind of big YouTube announcement happening probably at the start of next month as well. It's not gone through 100% yet, but it's not a big deal, but it's more just something related to, like, the state of my YouTube channel that I'll be talking about within the next couple of days. And so yeah, lots to look forward to, lots more to do things about, etc. And that's where we're gonna end things. So Mac, do you have any last couple words you want to share?
I'm pretty awesome.
Other than that, anything to the other people that are not yourself, and how awesome you are.
Oh my goodness. Thank you, all you wonderful people, for hanging out, checking out this video, checking out the stream, checking out Tome. And
for being at the charity stream as well.
Yes.
You guys were there as well for that. That was great.
You guys are cool.
Much love to Mac for sticking out for the. I think you were there for the entire 24 hours.
Yes, I was.
Oh my God, or 24 hours, the entire 6 hours,
and then the 24 hours that followed.
Yes, of us all talking in Skype and never ending the chat. Everybody, thank you so much. We will catch you on the flip side.
Bye-bye.
Bye.